What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another guide. This one is a vintage parts guide and it's going to be for the Carmen Albatross or Albatross, however you want to say it. It's basically an old school fighter plane. It's pretty stunty as well, so you can do your backflips and a whole bunch of other really cool shit. Oh, and yeah, the machine guns on the side, can't forget those ones. I've tried minimizing travel or going back and forth for you guys as much as I possibly can, but just look at the coordinates when you're looking at the region, and the region will also pop up on the screen, and just follow your tracer to that exact location. Excuse my pronunciation for all the towns I'm going to say, but this first one is on the west hand side of MAESTRALE. The second is also going to be located in MAESTRALE. It's going to be overviewing the water, and it's going to be on the east side of the region. The third of the vintage parts is going to be in LIBECCIO, also overviewing the water, pretty close to like a river beach. It's going to be on the south side of this beach here, which is on the north part of the actual region. The fourth vintage part, also in LIBECCIO. This one's going to be via the waterfront on top of some cliffs. It is on the southmost part of the island, overviewing the beach, just next to a few towns, and you'll see a bridge ahead of you, so you can't miss it. For number 5, we are still here in LIBECCIO, and we're going to be heading northwest in the region. And I do apologize the order this one came in, but hopefully you see this before you go venturing and you can get this one prior to the other ones. Number 6 is in PRIMA or PRIMA. This one is just east of the central part of PRIMA. It's basically covered by a bunch of flowers, and it's just by a little town moss, so you can't miss it. So number 7 is going to be over in Valdemar. This one is just underneath Falco and right by the border of Montana. Just keep your eyes out for like nukes and other things when going through Falco if you do have to go through there. It's a dangerous place. Number 8 is also in Valdemar. This one is on the east side of Valdemar, just by COSTA stud. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere, to be completely honest, but there are like some ruins and a road there. It's just at the back of them. You should be able to find it quite easily. Number 8 is in Valdemar, also situated on the north side of a lake on the north side of Valdemar, just above the sign of Valdemar itself. It's sort of in the middle of nowhere, but just use your markers and you'll be able to find it quite easily. Moving on to Costa Stud for number 10. This one is by just a few ruins. There are a few cars, and I believe a helicopter can spawn here too in case you lose yours. But it's basically by a little temple thing. Heading up now for number 11 to the northeast side of Costa Stud. This one here is going to be in between two cliffs on the water level. So just come in here, sneak behind a snowman, and you'll be able to get it. For number 12, we're going to head to LITORE TORTO. This is on the south side of a little lake, and also the south side of LITORE TORTO. It's just northwest of the last location we were at in Costa Stud. Northeast of our last location, we will find the 13th vintage part in LITORE TORTO. It's on the east coast of this region, and it overviews the ocean. It is sort of in the middle of nowhere, but you'll find it on the cliff face of a mountain. If you follow the coast up north, you'll be able to find the next vintage part, which is number 14 for us. Once again, it's overlooking the water, and it's very hard to miss. It's basically by itself on the face of a cliff. So we'll now move on to Grande Pastura. This region here holds 6 out of the 22 vintage parts, so a fair bit. This location here will overview the water, and it's on the west hand side of Pastura. You should be able to find it quite easily. Just climb up a few mountains and follow the indicators, and also use the coordinates to find it. This will be our 15th vintage part. For number 16, we're going to be moving north central in Grande Pastura to a bunch of ruins here, and you'll be able to find it quite easily if you're looking for it. There is also a helicopter at this location. As I turn around here, it's at the back right hand corner behind a tree. You'll be able to see it for a brief moment. We'll now move more east to the very east border of Grande Pastura, where we'll head up on top of a very high mountain to find our 17th part. Moving on now to the north coast is where we're going to find our 18th vintage part. This is right by the ocean and on the very north coast in the center of Grande Pastura. If you're one of those people that are into their scenery, it's really nice around here, so maybe have a look, throw a few print screens in, and yeah, enjoy your time. For number 19, we're going to head to the very northwest point in Grande Pastura. You're going to head on top of a mountain where there's going to be a friendly goat we'll kick soon, and you should be able to find it quite easily. And as per usual, just use the coordinates if you get lost and you'll find your location. For number 20, we're going to come down south, heading towards Montana to get our last 2 parts, but for now our third last is going to be located in between 2 cliffs here. It's pretty easy to find, it's very much on the border of Montana and also Grande Pastura. For number 21, we're going to head into the snowy lands of Montana. In between 2 cliffs we will find our vintage part, and yeah, you'll be able to climb up pretty high here. It's on the northeast side of the letter A in the word Montana, so you should be able to find it pretty easy. It's pretty central also. For the 22nd and final vintage part, we're staying in Montana and just heading slightly east to another set of snowy mountains. You should also be getting your achievement right about now, unless you did this in a different order, but I hope this video was helpful for you guys if you did or didn't do it in a different order. I probably could have made some slight adjustments, but hey, good enough where it is, I believe. And that brings up the end of the video, everybody. I hope this was helpful to you guys, and if it wasn't, let me know why it wasn't. But like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy, and as always, until next time.